Hi, and welcome back to Scratch. Today, we're going to make biscuits and sausage gravy. If you'd like to support the channel, please like and share this recipe. For the biscuits, we'll need 1½ cups all-purpose flour, a ½ cup of cold butter, a ½ cup of half and half or whole milk, 4½ teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon salt, a 1/4 teaspoon cream of tartar, and 1 egg. For the sausage gravy, we'll need a pound of pork sausage or your favorite breakfast sausage, 3 cups of half and half or whole milk, a 1/3 cup of flour, 2 additional tablespoons of butter, a teaspoon of black pepper, a ½ teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of seasoning salt. We'll start by preheating our oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Then, we'll prepare our biscuit dough. We'll add our 1½ cups of flour, 4½ teaspoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon each of salt and cream of tartar. We'll whisk our dry ingredients together until well combined. Next, we'll cut our cold butter into approximately 1-inch cubes and add them to our dry ingredients. Then we'll use a pastry cutter to cut the butter into the flour until the butter is approximately the size of a pea. After cutting the butter into the flour, we'll add our egg and ½ cup of half and half or whole milk and stir these in until a sticky dough forms. At this point, we'll dust the dough with some additional flour and knead the dough by hand 10 to 15 times, being careful not to overwork it. Once we've prepared the dough, we'll turn it out onto a floured work surface and pat it down until it's approximately 3/4 to 1 inch thick, while optionally shaping it with a dough scraper. If you prefer round biscuits, you can use a cookie cutter or the rim of a glass to cut your biscuits. I prefer to handle the dough as little as possible and not to waste any of it. So I'm going to cut my biscuits into 6 squares and place them on a well-greased or parchment-lined cookie sheet to bake. After cutting and shaping our biscuits, we'll place these in the oven at 450 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. For the sausage gravy, we'll begin by setting our stovetop to medium-high heat. Then we'll brown our pork sausage, crumbling it as it cooks. This should take 5 to 8 minutes. While we crumble our pork sausage, we'll add a teaspoon of black pepper, a ½ teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and a 1/4 teaspoon each of garlic powder and seasoning salt. It's been 6 minutes, and our sausage appears to be cooked through. We'll add our 2 tablespoons of butter and allow it to melt for 1 to 2 minutes. It's been about 2 minutes and our butter has melted. Now we'll stir in our 1/3 cup of flour and allow it to cook for about a minute, stirring the entire time. Once we've allowed our flour to cook, we'll add in our 3 cups of half and half or whole milk and allow this to cook, stirring occasionally for an additional 3 to 5 minutes or until it thickens up. It's been about 3 minutes and our gravy has thickened up nicely. We'll go ahead and remove it from the heat and allow it to cool while the biscuits finish baking. The gravy will thicken a little more as it cools. It's been 25 minutes and our biscuits are now done. We're going to remove them from the oven and let them cool under a dish towel for about 5 minutes before cutting them in half and serving them topped with sausage gravy. And remember, if you like the content, please subscribe.